on the review for today, well, on the previous days, I will separate surface area of prisms and cylinders first, and then I will write instructions again and do surface area of pyramids and cones. So I had it separated, but now I'm not. Like it's gonna be all mixed. Like number one, I see a pyramid. Number two, I see a prism. Like they're gonna be all mixed. Like so I'm not gonna separate cylinders and prisms and then pyramids and cones. Like I said, it's gonna be all mixed. So just as a reminder, for pyramids, I gotta get the area of the base first. It's a hexagon. We see it there. So I'm just gonna draw my little hexagon. For the area of this case, I'm gonna go 1/2 times 36 times 5.2. Remember, I go 1/2 times the perimeter times the apothem, and I get, let me see, I get 93.6. So just the base is 93.6. Now looking at the triangles, looking at the sides, there's one triangle for each side. For my triangles, I'm going to go 1/2 times 6 times 13.1. The 6 and the 13.1 is I'm multiplying the two numbers across a 90 degrees. Right, on a triangle, it's only 1/2 times the two numbers across a 90 degrees. This one I should get 39.3 for each. I'm only going to draw it a 1, but you get 39.3 for each. At the end, just add everything, and you should get 329.4. Any questions on that? Remember, for pyramids, we have a base and a triangle for each side. That's why I drew the base and a triangle on each side. Now, when we're looking at prisms, looking at number 2, I know prisms are a big rectangle and two bases. The shape of my base, this case, are two triangles. You guys can see there's a triangle there, and there's another triangle there. For the rectangle in the center, I'm going to go 24 times 9. The 24 is I added the three sides of the triangle. Right? 10 plus 8 plus 6, that gives me 24. And 9 is the distance between my two bases. So just go 24 times 9, and you should have 216 for that one. For the triangles, I'm going to go 1/2 times 8 times 6. Remember, I look for my 90-degree angle. It's made by 8 and 6. So 1/2 times those two numbers. 1/2 times 8 times 6. So I get 24 for that one. 24 for each triangle. Add everything, and it should be 264. So pyramids, question number 1, we had a base and a bunch of triangles. Prisms, we have a rectangle and two bases. Before I look at cylinders or cones, any questions on any of your questions? Number 7. Right, so this is a pyramid. I see the base is a little squared, the 5 by 5 squared. So I know the area of a square in this case is 25. 5 times 5. Looking at my triangles, for my triangles, I'm going to go 1/2 times 5 times 3.9. Because I see the 90-degree angles made by 5 and 3.9. So let me multiply that out. 9.75. Thank you. So each triangle is 9.75. Sometimes on the rectangles, not all the triangles are the same. Like in this case, they are. Let me just write this, 9.75. And the reason why, because all the sides are the same. Right? On rectangles, when the sides are not the same, then not all the triangles are the same. But then I give you two heights. Like you see 3.9, I will give you another height at the front. But a squared is a part of a rectangle. Remember, a squared is a specific rectangle. What a rectangle means that all the angles are 90 degrees. So a squared is a rectangle for that. What makes it specific is that the sides are all the same, which is a rhombus. So a squared is a rectangle and a rhombus combined. Right, on this case, add everything, and you get 64. What I was saying right now is that not all the sides will be different. It will be something like number 8. Right? Not all the triangles will be the same. But notice I gave you two heights. Alright, so once again, I'm not looking at cylinders and cones yet. Any questions on the rest? Right? I think you said 9. Okay, looking at number 9, it's a pyramid. The base is a hexagon, right? 6 sides. So let me draw my hexagon. Again, for the area of the hexagon, I'm going to go 1/2. The perimeter in this case is 42. Right? I added all the sides. And the apothem is 6.1. So I'm going to go 1/2 times 42 times 6.1. And I get 128.1. Now looking at the triangles, for each of the triangles, I'm going to go 1/2 times 7 times 11.7. Because the two numbers across the 90 degrees are 7 and 11.7. 40.9. So each of my triangles is 40.95. I'm only going to write it in one, but you guys know it's for each. Add everything, and you should get 373.8. Once again, on my triangles, I only wrote 40.95 on one, but you know they're all the same, so. Any other questions? You okay? Yeah. Let me take a look at cones and cylinders. So first, let me look at a cylinder. Question number 3. For cylinders, I know it's a big rectangle because I'm going to consider that like a prism. Because I know it's a big rectangle and two bases. In this case, circles. For cylinders, I need radius and diameter. This 12, is that the radius or the diameter? Diameter, because it goes all the way through. So that's the diameter. How big is the radius? 6. Alright, so for the rectangle, I'm going to use diameter. Diameter is 12, so I'm going to go 12 pi times 12. The second 12 is this. Right? Diameter pi times the height, which in this case happens to be 144 pi. For the circles, I'm going to use radius. The radius is 6, so I'm going to call this 36 pi. 6 times 6, right? I multiply by itself. 6 squared. That's how I got the 36 pi. At the end, you should get what? 216? 216 pi. Remember, cylinders I'm looking at as a prism, a rectangle, and two bases. Now the cone, let me see, where's the cone? Right there, number 5. A cone, I know it's a circle. The the side breaks down to something like this. For cones, I only need the radius. I don't need diameter. I only need the radius. What's the radius of that cone? 5. Good. Let me deal the circle first. The radius is 5, so the circle I'm going to call it 25 pi. 5 times 5. For the other side, I'm going to multiply radius times the lateral height. So 5 times 12.1. And that gives me 60.5 pi. Add everything, and you get 85.5 pi. So just as a little recap, cylinders and prism, it's a big rectangle and 2 bases. Pyramids, it's a base and a bunch of triangles. Cones, it's a circle and then that thing that looks like a slice of a pizza. All right. Any questions?